So, don't try this at home. And I promise you, you can't make this shit up. Why, even, why would anybody? Anyway. But, my name is Summer Day. That's what's on my birth certificate. That's what I've gone by my whole life. Found out last year. Stolen at birth. It's really Amari. But either way. I am not for the weak-hearted. Neither is, I'm going to say, what this channel is going to be about. Now, when I say I'm weird, the definition of weird is supernatural tied to fate. Okay? I'm weird. I mean, obviously, you see. I say I'm dramatic, like, not a drama queen. Like, the way I talk with my hands. My texts don't translate well, because they don't, like, you gotta hear how I'm saying it. Anyways, I come with warning signs. The stories I'm going to be telling you are all real. Even, like, if I wanted to lie about my life, I'd at least try to make it sound great, okay? This is God written only. One, I'm gonna say highly intuitive and majorly spiritually gifted. I'm the generational curse breaker of multiple bloodlines. That means my mom's side, my dad's side, and even my exes. But I'm the ancestor that my ancestors have been praying for generations. They don't play about me. Now I'm gonna talk about mental health and abuse throughout all this. So, I mean, it's gonna be my story. I'm gonna be advocating it, but some of it may be trigger warnings. I have 5 suicides, I'm gonna say, under my belt. 4 to 5. God brought me back. I have been in them dark places and not been even thought about it, because I knew I had a bigger purpose. Just didn't know what it was yet. Until about last year, like the full extent. And everybody, now, there's more than one chosen one. I mean, there's like 144 of them. And everybody says they're chosen. And chosen at what? Like, what are you chosen at? Because not everybody's chosen at the same thing. And a lot of people, yeah. I don't even, like, actually, I think this is one of the few times that I actually say it, like, about myself. Really humble, but anyways, Stephen King couldn't make up the shit that happens in my life, and I'm pretty sure he's tried. You'll understand more as we go on. So, this is the level of dysfunction of my family. I am both golden child and scapegoat in a narcissistic family dynamic at the same time. Huh? It gets worse. Now, at a very young age, I knew how both my parents was wrong, and I didn't want to be nothing like them. I don't know what it's like to be in an orphanage and wondering why my parents never wanted me. But I do know what it's like to literally go back and forth between the two because they fought over you in court. So, because of child support, but neither one wanted you, and it was obvious. I know what that's like. Yeah. And at 5th grade, I don't know what genius judge, but also my hometown's fucked up too. But some judge decided, oh no, the custody's gonna go 4 days here and 4 days there. There's 7 days in a week. What? Never had, they didn't give me a leg to stand on to have stability. But with I'm gonna say my grandparents, my grandma's parents as well. They, all the women in my life were strong-willed. I mean, outspoken. Yeah. And I'm the black sheep as well. Also, the only one that suffers with mental illness that isn't narcissism, but that's due to being raised by 4 of them and it being genetic on one side. But so that makes it me even more the outcast, whatever. Okay, my hometown is breed of its own. I'm used to more people hating me. Look, I'd rather you hate me but respect me than be faking my face. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Because But in 2000, the end of 20, long story short, short story shorter. Thank you, Tracy. I was with my ex for 9 years, 2018. We broke up for a couple of months, got back together. Him, ex-best friend, plotted, put in motion to kill me. I was held hostage. Like, God literally pulled me out of there by my hair to save me. Because I was stubborn, obviously. Literally. I'll get to that. I'll tell that story another time. I have 2 kids. Even when he was around, he wasn't. I was both, okay? I made that clear now. Well, that 2018, he didn't do nothing to the kids. It was all towards me. So when I got the restraining order, I'm not bitter and I'm not a baby mama. Shortly after, I find out my daughter's been SA'd. I do everything in my power. I'm in Louisiana, corruption. Well, on my own stupidity, in 2020, I went to jail for a month. While I was in jail, now in real time, didn't know they were working together, none of it. But my mom and my ex, they pretty much illegally took my custody. It's legal because it was in the courts, but they did it illegally in the courts. Anyways, I'm surprised I shook back from that month. From the beginning of November till beginning of December, literally, I'm surprised. My life got twisted and turned upside down into a whole nother dimension. But I did come back from it. Long story short story shorter. I said all that to start with this. Whenever, that November, whenever I got my custody taken, somebody I had worked with in 2013 saw me in my fragile state, um, targeted me, did things that made me worse because it made me think it was my ex. Saw the real in me, genuinely befriended me. That was the beginning of November. That Christmas Eve, saw the narcissist in him, but in a time that I was going to be fighting my whole family of narcissists for my custody back. And knowing how operate a little, it was not a good idea to make an enemy out of him at that time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick it out as long as I can. It was Christmas Eve. It's January 9th, 2:30 in the morning, is when I say I cut him off. Blocked him, everything. And when I cut you off, especially if you're a narcissist, you don't need to come and ask me why. You know why. And you know I know. It's ridiculous. 7 o'clock that morning, shows up on my door. I say I'm going ballistic. Now, my kids are in the house. I'm not opening the door. And 2 of my friends were here or whatever. Now, in the time frame of us being friends, everybody want to ride my wave. They can't get in the boat. Because I can't work in my town, I was selling stuff like on eBay and all that. And I'm not talking about like big deal, you know what I'm saying? But again, wanting to ride my wave, he bought and the inventory, like a good bit of it. Like stuff that you use with wax and all that, you know. Well, and the way he did it, and I don't know why he did it this way, it may have been no reason specifically, but he had put the money in my account and then we bought it. Well, the way he was coming at it, I said us, at the door, whenever he finally brought that up, like giving me my stuff, I was like, first, I wasn't going to open the door, period. Second, at this point, I was like, that's mine. I came out my account. I didn't give a fuck about the inventory. I really didn't. But I didn't know what this boy was capable of, unlike my ex that I did. And my ex did everything I thought I never had to worry about. Okay? That being said, from January 9th until April, I got at least one, if not multiple, emails, text from my own emails, different emails. I got one text between 3 numbers in one day. Okay? Now, I wasn't even getting or seeing the emails in real time. Like, I didn't notice them until like way later, or however. But also, I had read enough to know he wanted to break my fragile psyche that he held in his hand. Look, that was enough. I wasn't going to read it in real time because it was going to work. Gaslighting. At this point, you can't gaslight me. But, I mean, I didn't read everything in real time. If I felt it was important, somebody else would read it. And if not, I didn't read it till months, whatever, because it would have worked. With that being said, that whole time, I was taking a hiatus from my music. I was focusing on my kids. And that month when I was surprised I took back, I couldn't even make my beats then. With that being said, by the time I came back to my music, without me knowing, I say they, because coming to find out, like, wow, I thought it was just him at the time. No, it had been, but they had infiltrated the app, if not already on it, without me knowing, and turned everybody against me. Okay? And look, did it efficiently. And I didn't realize until maybe June, if not July. Now, I mean, that whole time, I was not on, I'm gonna say math, okay? Exchange the middle letter, all right? At all. And, like, it was affecting me, like, what was going on. At one point, we called it speaking cursive. Because I felt like, what was happening was making me spin out mentally. But I was able to catch it and stop it because I knew I wasn't tripping. And the things that were going on, I kept saying, I wish I was on math because I'd feel validated with how I felt. Okay? Now, we get on that. How I'm perceiving every post and sharing every post, supporting like normal, didn't realize it was all about me at the time. So imagine, in hindsight, when the brain fog lifted, I realized, I was like, ooh, I seemed very arrogant. And without them not knowing the brain fog I had. If you don't know when you go through trauma and abuse, it's called brain fog. It's pretty much where you don't see reality clearly how it is. Okay? July 15th, I get the call. My grandpa, my heart. When I say the only family we had left, I'm talking about, family that unconditionally loved us, me and my kids. Because the rest of my family, no. I went both extremes of manic and depressed at the same time. And it was paralyzing. I say I didn't have a choice. I guess no, I didn't. So, but something broke inside of me. Like, two different people, and I'll get to the second one. Two different people told me, man, you gotta screw loose. And I looked at them and I was like, no, something broke. His wake was on my birthday. I was able to go tell him bye before he died. He was in hospice on the 15th, but I couldn't make it to the funeral or wake. Okay, so that added the extra layer of, I don't even want to call it brain fog, but I had the layer of dealing with all the the gaslights didn't work. So, and I didn't realize I had the brain fog, but there was some there. This added a whole nother layer. On top of my grandma, who had custody of my kids, using them, and this is 21, like, the fact that me and my friends weren't vaccinated, just different thing, using it against me. Now, this is all, like, in the July, beginning of August, all at the same time. I had started dating somebody in June, and literally on the same weekend,